In this video, we will learn the impact of change in the exporters and importers on the balance of trade. The question is, assuming that following changes occur in an economy separately, find their effects on national income and balance of trade individually. Assuming that marginal propensity to save in the economy is 0.1 and marginal propensity to import is 0.15, find the effects of domestic investment increases by $100 million, exports increase by $100 million, imports increase by $100 million. Okay. So let us first write our income identity. That is, our total income will be equal to the consumption expenditure plus investment expenditure plus government spending. Since we have the imports and exports here, so we will add exporters minus importers. Okay, this will be our income identity here. Now if we solve it further, so we have total income will be equal to, so consumption is equal to A plus B y subscript D, that is consumption is a function of disposable income, plus we have the investment, government expenditure, plus we have exporters minus the import is a function of income. So let us write it here, K times Y, that is importers are a positive function of income. If income increases, import will increase. Okay, so that's why I have written in place of M is KY. Okay, having said that, so we can rewrite it y is equal to A plus B. Now disposable income is Y, total income minus the taxes paid out of this income, plus we have I plus G. So first we need to find out the foreign trade multiplier here. Okay, plus X minus KY. Okay, solving further, Y is equal to A plus BY minus BT plus I plus G plus X minus KY. Okay, now solving further, transpose this term and this term to LHS. So we have Y, it becomes plus BY, and here we have, sorry, it becomes negative BY. Transpose this, it becomes plus KY is equal to A minus BT plus I plus G plus X. Okay, now let's take Y common. We are left with 1 minus B plus K is equal to A minus BT plus I plus G plus X. Okay, now dividing both sides by this term, so we will get Y is equal to A minus BT plus I plus G plus X divided by 1 minus B. What is 1 minus B? So since B is marginal propensity to consume, so since B is equal to MPC, and we know that MPC plus MPS is equal to 1, or our MPS will be equal to 1 minus MPC, or MPS will be equal to marginal propensity to save will be equal to 1 minus, since MPC is B, so this denotes our MPS, this term. So we have here 1 minus B means MPS plus K denotes our marginal propensity to import. So let me write it here, plus marginal propensity to import. That is, we got our income will be equal to 1 divided by MPS plus MPI times these terms, that is A minus BT plus I plus G plus X. Okay, now let's come to the first question. We are being told that domestic investment increased by $100. Okay, given this, so the change in income, we need to find out the change in income, that is the change in the income due to the change in the investment will be equal to, let us take the partial differential with respect to I, so derivative of all other terms will be 0, derivative of I will be 1, so we are left with 1 divided by MPS is 0.1 and MPI is 0.15, so we will get 1 divided by 0.25, which is equal to 4. That's our multiplier here. Now since del y upon del I is equal to 4, and we are being told that investment increases by 100, so we have we need to find out the change in income due to the change in the investment by $100 million will be equal to 4, which implies del y will be equal to 4 times 100, which is equal to 400. That means our domestic income will increase by $400 million when the investment increased by $100 million. Okay. Now we need to find out what will be the impact on the balance of trade if export increases by $100 million. Okay, so first we need to find out what is meant by balance of trade. Balance of trade is simply equal to export minus imports. Okay, if exports are larger than imports, we have balance of trade surplus. If exports are less than the imports, we have balance of trade deficit. Okay, now we are being told exports increase by $100. What will be the effect on the given scenario? Okay, so the change in the balance of trade will be equal to the change in the export minus the change in the imports. Okay, which will be equal to change in the exports minus now what is the change in import? Since import is this function, so we have change in import will be equal to k times the change in the income. So we have k times the change in the income. Now exports increase by $100 million, so the change in the balance of trade will be equal to change in export is 100 minus k is marginal propensity to save, which is marginal propensity to import, which is 0.15, and change in the income we calculate as 400. So change in balance of trade will be equal to 100 minus, so this becomes 15 divided by 100, so it is 60, which will be equal to 40. So what happens here? If we see, so it tells us that if exports increase by $100 million, we will have balance of trade will change by $40 million. So we have balance of trade will change by $40 million, means we have the balance of trade surplus here. Next we need to find out the change in the balance of trade due to the change in the imports by $100 million. Okay, so for this let me rub this out. Okay, we are being told that imports increase by $100 million. What will be its effect on the balance of trade? Now an increase in the imports is the withdrawal from the circular flow of income, so it has negative multiplier effect. That is the change in the income will be equal to multiplier. Okay, so let us denote it by m, small m, times the change in the imports. So change in the income will be equal to 4 into negative 100, which is equal to negative 400. So income will decrease by $400 million. Now the change in the imports due to the change in the national income will be equal to, so and let me explain it, or let me write it by this. So change in the imports, okay, which is the induced change, induced because national income has changed, it will be equal to the marginal propensity to import times the change in the income. So marginal propensity to import is 0.15 and change in the income is negative 400, which will be equal to negative 60. So this is the induced change in the imports. Now what will be the total change in the imports? So total change in the imports will be equal to the induced change or autonomous change plus the induced change in the importers. So what will be the autonomous change in the importers? That will be equal to, since imports had increased by 100, so let's write it by 100 plus the autonomous change, we got it as, sorry, the induced change, we got it as negative 60, so we'll get negative 40. Now the question talks us to find out the change in the balance of trade. Now the change in the balance of trade will be equal to the change in the exporters minus the change in the importers, and total change in the import. Now since exporters has not changed, so it is 0 here, minus the total change in the importers is 40 here, so we can write total change in the imports will be 40 and it becomes 40 here. Okay, that means balance of trade will worsen here because exporters have not changed at all, and the change in the importers is negative $400 million. That means we have balance of trade deficit of $40 million. I hope I make myself clear in this video. Thank you.